We've all been at those meetings, annual meetings, mid-year meetings, where the content was good. We were at breakout A, the keynote speaker hit some good high points. We got value out of it. But those conversations in between breakouts, over a cocktail after dinner that evening, a new peer you just met that's been crushing it on the other side of the country, those nuggets, that's what made an impact the rest of your career. Those tweaks, those 2mm shifts, if you will, that really made an impact on how you move the needle. That's the essence of this podcast.
This is the Medical Sales Accelerator podcast, featuring tips from top performers, delivered like a conversation over cocktails. Listen in to glean wisdom from the best of the best and accelerate your results for years to come. Now, here are your hosts, Zed Williamson and Clark Wiederhold.
Welcome to the Medical Sales Accelerator podcast, a podcast for you if you care about growth of sales, growth of market share. If those things matter to you, this podcast is for you. We all know that there are thousands of patients out there, and they don't always understand or know about the technological advances in treatments for them. And it's our job to bring that connection together. And I'm Zed Williamson, CEO of Trackable Med, formerly Trackable Lead Generation. And we've been working alongside and with commercial teams in the medtech space for the last 9 years, creating patient demand through direct-to-patient advertising, rooted in neuroscience and behavior change. And through that time, we've really come to understand and appreciate the challenges that exist in the medtech space.
My name's Clark Wiederhold. I'm Chief Sales Officer for Trackable Med. Prior to my time with Trackable Med, I spent the last decade plus in the medtech space. Certainly had some success as well as my fair share of failure, but I learned a lot in all of those experiences. And I was fortunate enough to be part of an organization executed a successful IPO. We went on to purchase several smaller organizations, launched multiple disruptive technologies throughout the process, ultimately ended up getting purchased by one of the majors. This community is tight-knit. It's a small world, and everybody in here is looking to get better today than they were yesterday. That's the essence that we talked about with the Medical Sales Accelerator podcast community. We're looking to drive innovation, drive those 2mm shifts in our behavior so we can affect the behavior of our customers and ultimately the outcome, more patients, better quality of life.
In my experience, I come from the advertising world. It's not an industry I am fond of at all. Unfortunately, I believe it's completely riddled with a total lack of accountability to actual results. Companies brag about vanity numbers, media companies brag about audiences, ad agencies brag about cute awards they've won for commercials that probably has your kid in it, whatever. Those are the things that exist in this industry that really drive me nuts. What I care about is results, and results should be something that you can deposit into a bank account. The way we achieve that is through behavior change and neuroscience. And what we learned early on working with the medtech space is you could take some of those same tools and apply it with the customer. You on the ground with the customer, you could drive behavior change. And that's how we've really got close-knit within the medtech space.
There's difficulty in changing behavior with our customers. There's difficulty in busting status quo if you have that type of technology. But at the end of the day, we all know the end result is better outcomes for more patients. That's why this podcast is important to us. And that's the motivation for creating this community.
And so what can you expect when you listen to this podcast? There will be interviews with top salespeople from across the country, the people that are on the ground, fighting the fight, getting through barriers, sharing some of the things that they've learned through their own success and failures, and also through mentors. But we'll also hear from sales leadership, management, also C-suite, and up through investment, really getting an understanding where all the magic lives, bringing all the magic from those conversations that happen every once in a while and forcing them into one place so that we can all benefit from them. What we'll also get from this podcast are some tools that you can use. For instance, the behavior change blueprint, a tool that you can get from medicalsalesaccelerator.com. Actionable things that you can take today and apply to your day tomorrow in conversations with your customers that will accelerate their likely use of your technology.
There are times where you may not get the answer you want, but you'll get that answer you don't want quicker. And that's okay, because now you can shift and make decisions. Let's find out where we stand and move forward faster. I can tell you from my personal experience in working with some of the best in this industry, when I've seen them at their highest performance levels, they were initiating some of these tools that we've incorporated into the blueprint.
So please visit medicalsalesaccelerator.com, download the behavior change blueprint, and sign up for our newsletter where you'll get some specific special tips and tricks that only go to our newsletter crew. It's the Medical Sales Accelerator podcast, and we look forward to bringing you some of the greatest tips the industry has to offer.